everyone.
What's up guys, Unofficial MCU here. Hope you're doing well, and in today's video we are going to be discussing 3 upcoming Marvel movies that are now at the risk of cancellation and just may never see the light of day, especially since we haven't really ever heard anything officially about these projects. Not just that, but it's been months to almost close to years since we have last heard of anything into the regards of some of these projects, and with that also as well, some of these projects are under Sony Pictures, and we all know what recently has happened to Sony Pictures and their whole quote-unquote Spider-Verse, villain-verse, whatever you want to call it, all the Spider-Man movies that are about the villains, like Kraven the Hunter, Venom, Madam Web, Morbius, you name it, all of those projects as well. We're going to go ahead, we're going to hop right on into it, kind of break it all down for you guys with everything that we know and everything that we're anticipating right now. If you're enjoying the video so far, don't forget to hit that subscribe button below. It really helps the channel grow and lets you know when I upload new videos here on the channel almost daily. You'll get instant access to fresh, exciting, everyday news, leaks, rumors, theories, and breakdowns surrounding the Marvel Cinematic Universe and so much more. By subscribing, you're not just supporting the channel, you're joining a community of other awesome people who love the MCU and Marvel. Plus, hitting that bell icon, the notification bell, will ensure that you never miss out on any of the updates here on the channel. Also, don't forget to give today's video a thumbs up if you've been enjoying it, and drop a comment down below to let me know what you may be thinking. I'd love to hear from you guys. That's all, let's get back to the video. Okay, so in this video we are going to be taking a quick read from the Direct article as an overall garnering source. I'll have their article linked in the description down below for you guys to check out there as well. An industry riddled with delays and its cancellations over the past couple of years, unfortunately, 3 upcoming Marvel movies could be entirely shelved very quite soon. Marvel has been one of the most reliable universes in terms of its project releases since the MCU began in 2008 with Iron Man. They announce it, they say that they're doing it, and they deliver on that. They usually do it, and if that isn't the case, if that isn't the scenario, then they maybe per se rebrand it or rework it or redevelop it. Like, for example, there was the Armored Wars Disney Plus show. Well, it's no longer going to be a show. It was now reworked into a movie instead. And since then, dozens of other Marvel projects, both within the MCU and that are directly under Marvel Studios and Disney, or in other franchises like Sony's Spider-Man universe without a Spider-Man, including Venom, Madam Web, and Morbius, have made their way into the theaters. But the future does not look too bright for some planned releases, into both of those regards, whether it is a part of Sony's Spider-Man universe, like I had mentioned in our prologue, or a part of the MCU with Disney. According to a recent report from TheWrap.com, Sony's Spider-Man universe will be ending. As I had mentioned this, we discussed and covered this a couple of weeks ago here on the channel, with the release of Kraven the Hunter being the final. This means that any planned projects set within that particular universe and distributed by Sony Pictures in particular will likely be cancelled indefinitely. This doesn't mean the Tom Holland solo Spider-Man movies. Those are a co-partnership between the MCU with Disney and Sony Pictures. It's really not just one of the only things that Sony Pictures has going for them when it comes to these hero movies, but it's probably one of the best things that they have going. Fans could also expect an official announcement from Sony sometime following Kraven's record-breaking theatrical release that very well may solidify and confirm not just the cancellation of many of these projects, but maybe solidify and confirm what their plans and intentions plan to be with some of these next couple of movies. The common concisive and kind of rumors and theories out there is that they do want to integrate many of their Spider-Man Sony movies, villain movies, into the MCU sooner rather than later. So it kicks off with a null or a symbiote film, and this is something that seemed to be directly implied and set up with Venom the Last Dance. Venom the Last Dance, the third and final entry to the Venom trilogy, may have closed out Tom Hardy's time in the Sony Spider-Man universe as Eddie Brock, but the film's post-credit scenes had indicated that there would be at least one future film based on the character of Null or another symbiote even. The Last Dance has had 2 post-credit scenes, both of which tease that there is more to tell in the Sony Spider-Man universe. It's at least what they want to do, so storytelling-wise, but are they actually going to do that? When it comes to the money and everything of that nature, that's just something that isn't very likely to happen. And so, the first scene in the middle of the credits features Null saying, "Your champion has fallen, the King in Black is awake, your world will burn, and you will watch." This scene all but confirms Sony's major plans for Null to return in future films, or even headlines his own flick. The next post-credit scene only reaffirmed that notion, showcasing a broken vial and some wreckage, which would include symbiotes. The important part of the scene is that this vial was supposed to contain a symbiote, teasing that it was on the still loose and would be explored in a future project to some capacity. Now, while Sony never officially announced a project about Noel or the escaped symbiote, it's definitely implied the post-credit scenes in The Last Dance more or less confirmed that there would be at least one, if not some more films on the way that would be a part of their Sony universe, but that no longer looks to be the case, and if for anything, I think that we'll see these storylines panned out in the actual MCU with Tom Holland's Spider-Man. However, those possibilities could be very well dead now at the same time that the Sony Spider-Man universe reportedly has concluded with Kraven. That project in itself is definitely more recent. Some other projects that look to be canceled because they're attachments to Sony Pictures are kind of projects that we haven't ever heard of anything, in the recent, especially it's been years at this point. The next one would be the El Muerto Spider-Man movie. At CinemaCon 2022, Sony announced that they would be making a film titled El Muerto, starring Bad Bunny. The flick was supposed to be about a luchador with superpowers, which isn't surprising given Bad Bunny's love for and experience with the professional wrestling industry. During the announcement, Sony even brought Bad Bunny on stage, indicating that El Muerto was being taken seriously and was almost guaranteed to be released, and at the time it definitely seemed to be. However, Bad Bunny is one of the most popular artists in the world and is just very busy, and according to Variety.com, his tour dates conflicted with scheduling and actual filming for the El Muerto movie, impacting the film's development. It is also worth noting that the script apparently underwent multiple revisions and had a lot of reworking issues at the same time, making the El Muerto project seem increasingly unlikely to ever be published and see the light of day. Sony still had given fans the hope, though, as the El Muerto project was never officially cancelled. It is now more or less safe to assume that the El Muerto project will just never see the light of day. And so, the last project a part of this list, arguably probably my most hyped one that I honestly still hope that it will see the light of day, is the Hypno Hustler movie by Donald Glover. In late of 2022, it was reported that Donald Glover would produce and star in a film set in the Sony Spider-Man universe called Hypno Hustler. I think we all know what a big fan Donald Glover is of just the character of Spider-Man, having kind of ran into the competition of Andrew Garfield, wanting to play the character himself, with the Amazing Spider-Man films, but never had the opportunity to do so. Came back and kind of had that redemption, arguably created, help make Miles Morales a character that we know and love within the MCU, or hopefully soon in the MCU as well, and now plays the Prowler in the Spider-Verse movies, and in live action, and in the actual MCU live action as well, having that cameo in the Spider-Verse movies, I mean, of course. Now, the movie would be about a character of the same name from Spider-Man comics, and explore his ability to use hypnosis technology in his instruments to rob his audience. When the movie was first reported and was being talked about at the time, Glover's involvement was set to make history. He would become the first actor to be cast as two separate major live action characters in the Spider-Man franchise, as he was also appearing in Spider-Man Homecoming as the Prowler. It was also worth noting that Miles Murphy was reported to be the film's writer, so it had more sustainability in comparison to some of these other projects that are just kind of a title and maybe what it would be about. Like, this actually had a team behind it. No notable news was ever revealed following the initial report regarding the Hypno Hustler, meaning that the film may never have had a chance to be made, but its hopes are now almost indefinitely gone at this point. Out of the bunch of movies that we've discussed in today's video, let me know if you could choose one, what one would it be to see the light of day in the comments down below, and all of your own thoughts and opinions and even theories in the comments down below. Would love to hear what you guys all may be thinking. Hey Marvel fans, thanks so much for tuning in today. If you love everything Marvel, whether it's the comics, movies, TV shows, or the latest superhero news, you're in the right place. Here on the channel, we dive deep into the multiverse, break down epic storylines, and give you all of the insider info on your favorite heroes and villains and anyone in between. We also love keeping you up to date on everything Marvel related, from upcoming releases to hidden Easter eggs and even speculating about what's next in the MCU. We've got content for every kind of Marvel fan, whether you're just a casual viewer or a die-hard comic book lover. Before you go, don't forget to check out our online merch shop linked in the description down below. We've got exclusive Marvel themed gear that you won't find anywhere else. T-shirts, hoodies, hats, and more. Show off your fandom and wrap your favorite heroes in style, or villains. Just click the link in the description to grab your gear today and use our code to get 10% off. And hey, if you want even more Marvel goodness, be sure to follow us on our social medias. We're on Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, and Facebook, posting daily updates, sneak sneak peeks, and more behind the scenes stuff. Links to all of our socials are down below as well, so you can stay connected no matter where you are. And thanks so much again for being a part of our Marvel family. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you don't ever miss a new video. And until next time, I'll catch you guys in the next one. Stay heroic. Remember, with great power comes great responsibility. Peace out.